Hello, gentlemen. Today we're going to talk about the January title update that just dropped, and there's some really big changes in here. It can change the way that Madden is played moving forward if it's effective. Now, I haven't tested any of these things yet. I'm going to today and maybe even some of tomorrow. But there's a really big change which we're going to cover. I always talk about the gameplay changes whenever I cover these patch notes, but if you guys want to read the full patch notes, I'm going to leave the link to this in the description as well as the comment section. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I'll briefly talk about how Season 3 is now underway. If you play MUT, this is a big deal. Gronk is your Season 3 master. 98 overall card, really good. I think he gets free short and elite, so 0 AP on that. I think he's 95 speed if you go ahead and upgrade him. So really, really good card. It's worth grinding for. I know I'm going to start today on that. But as far as the gameplay changes, there are some really big ones, or I guess one very big one. I'm going to go ahead and skip the first one. We're going to talk about this one real quick. Fix an issue causing a defensive pre-play fidget animation to move a defender into the neutral zone and cause an offsides penalty at the snap. I feel like this has happened to everybody at some point, and it's extremely annoying. Half the time you don't even see it happen, but you'll get flagged. You know, if they no huddle or something. That's when I would see it the most. This is just for like no huddles. But I really hope this is fixed because it's just an annoying thing, like giving a free 5 yards. Now, this was a pretty big one. This isn't the biggest one, but tuning to the angles and distances at which oncoming defenders will be detected as applying pressure on the quarterback during the throw. And then there's an additional note. The tuning done to pressure detection is with the intent of decreasing the likelihood of getting an under pressure inaccurate pass when attempting to throw the ball quickly versus the blitz. So basically what this is saying is you have to be closer to the quarterback to force him into an under pressure inaccurate. Now, I think this is specifically talking about defenders that do not have the ability under pressure on, but even so, I believe they have completely changed the distance. So you have to be closer to the quarterback now, which I think is a really big deal because when they're blitzing, let's say off both slots with dollar or something, you have to throw hot. But the cornerback, or at least one of the cornerbacks, is probably coming in clean. And so many times it would force you into an inaccurate pass if you do not have fearless. So this is a really good change. But the next one is the big one. Tuning to reduce catch chance for non-ability receivers attempting aggressive catches in traffic. Now there's an additional note. This tuning is meant to decrease the frequency of successful aggressive catches in traffic when using receivers without aggressive catch abilities. So this can potentially change the way Madden is played this year. Since pretty much the beginning of the year, people have spammed aggressive catches, with tall receivers, anybody above really 6'2", I would say. And it's kind of a bailout offense. People learned how to defend it a little bit, and the abilities, like knockout abilities, you can use to defend it. But it's still really, really good. And if they reduce the chances of this happening without abilities, so if you just have like a 6'8" Donald Parham, no abilities on, if they reduce the chances of him being able to add catch, that is going to limit an offense a lot, which I think is kind of needed. I think as of right now, offense is way easier than defense. I think without KO abilities, defense would be really, really hard. But as far as like the abilities they're talking about here, I think they're talking about, specifically like a deep out elite. So anything, deep outside, or I guess really anything outside the hashes. I guess technically inside the hashes as well could work. But I guess it's what it's saying is if you don't have one of those kind of route running and catching abilities, you are going to have a reduced chance of ad catching. So even if you have like the abilities, then it's still going to be really, really good. I don't think they've changed that at all. But there's, obviously you can only have so many abilities on your players. So this is a pretty big deal. Now, as far as the rest of the changes, there's really nothing super worth talking about. This one here, I have never actually witnessed this myself. Fix an issue that was heavily penalizing defenders when attempting to catch tip passes in traffic. I never really saw this. I never really saw penalties like this. But if you did, let me know in the comments if this was a good change. But yeah, let me know in the comments more specifically about the ad catch. What do you guys think of that? Do you think that's a good change? Do you think it's good that they're finally kind of balancing the gap between offense and defense? Because in my opinion, I think that's a really good change. Hopefully it's not super drastic because I think we're like all kind of used to agging by now. So just taking it away completely or making it kind of irrelevant for receivers that don't have abilities, it'd be a big change to adjust to. But regardless, we'll see. I'm going to test it over the next couple hours and maybe even some tomorrow. So go ahead and let me know in the comment section, drop a like, and then subscribe for more Madden 23 content. I'll see you guys later.